Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Stoney Live. Just reminiscing some of the music that I would have heard at this point in my life in 1975. My mother was into country music, and so, Conway Twitty, classic. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you've been watching the other videos and getting a little bit of my autobiography here. What I'm going to do here while kind of thinking about things is, the title of this video is Roger Meagher. So 1975 is when I met Roger Meagher. The story goes, I'll backtrack a little bit. 1974, as you know, with watching the California Here I Come video, I had come out to California with my mom. She's trying to rekindle, a relationship with George, and apparently the rekindling didn't happen, and we moved back to Colorado. And sometime in 74, again, I'm a kid, I don't remember, I'm 7 years old, I don't remember the exact timelines, but 74 we moved back. We're in Colorado now, it's 1975, and we're moving back to California. So what I gathered over the years, and again, at this point I'm 8 years old, is and going into first grade for a second time, because according to the notes I have, is I did first grade in 74, and I did first grade again in 75, because, it's the kind of guy I am. Sometimes I got to do things twice. So my mom met Roger out in California, and so they must have maintained some kind of relationship, over the phone or what have you, even though we moved back to Colorado. But in 1975, I remember Roger coming out to Colorado. I believe he flew out, and the three of us drove back to California. Along the way, I remember, my parents getting married. It was either Vegas, Reno, one of those places, but they did get married. And one of my fondest memories of Roger at that point is there's a picture somewhere. I have a memory box with pictures I'll have to find. But there is a picture at a hotel or Motel 6 or Travelodge, one of those that we were staying at on the way back to California. He has his shirt off sitting on the bed. I have my shirt off. I got a little, necklace thing on that I guess he gave me. That was one of my memories of Roger. I also remember when we were in Colorado, my mom spent a lot of time on the phone with him. There was a period, I think it was 75, where I got really, really sick. And my grandma did something, I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's a Spanish name for it, Mexican name for it, whatever. It was something with an egg that she did over me, to make me better, said a few words. I don't know what the words were, but I remember that night my mom was on the phone with Roger, and my grandma was doing this thing. I had a fever, and apparently this thing is supposed to pull the fever out of you and make you better. And the story is, when that happened, my mom saw spirits or something leaving me at that time, and really freaked out. But I remember being sick, and the egg thing happened, and the next day I was not sick anymore. Just a random memory that popped into my head. So we move out to California. We make the road trip out. Mom gets married to Roger, so now there's dad number 3. This time I'm Stoney Ellen Root, and my mom now takes on Meagher as a last name. We get out to California. We're living over there in San Jose off of Winchester. I remember we lived in an upstairs apartment. It was a furnished apartment. And, now I'm back in California, back enrolled in school. There's lots of little things I remember. I was the kind of kid that sat back and watched and observed and really paid attention to body language. I could tell when my mom was upset before she even opened her mouth, or as soon as she walked in the room, I could tell something was wrong. I was just one of those kids that just paid attention. I could read the body language. I knew, a lot of it was, going through, you look at all the stupid stuff I did. I think a lot of it was kind of seeing, do they know what I did? Let me wait to see how they're going to react. And if I didn't get a reaction or their body language, okay, cool, I got away with it. Whatever it was, I got away with it. But I can tell as soon as I walked in if I didn't get away with it without a word even being said. So, where am I going with this? Kind of lost track. But we're in the upstairs apartment in Winchester, and we move in. I have memories. I had a brand new bike. Roger had already bought some toys and Hot Wheels and things that were there for me, so I had all new toys, and we moved back out and started kind of the new family, and that was in 1975. I remember a lot of positive memories. You look back at a lot of these videos and it makes it sound like I'm an abused child and nothing ever good happened. That's not the whole story. I just share memories and things I feel. And with Roger, at this point I'm 8 years old, and this guy is tall. He's probably 6'1", slender. There was a 22-year age difference between my mom and Roger. So you figure my mom's 24, Roger's got to be 46, so I got this new father figure. I looked up to him. I mean, early on I remember looking up to him and just his demeanor and how he was and how he treated my mom. I never saw anybody treat my mom like Roger did. Previously, things I remember is a lot of yelling, fighting, just a lot of tension and a lot of angst. And with Roger, there wasn't that. It was new. It was something different. So I do remember, looking up to him in a very early. And so Roger's my stepdad. I believe I probably started calling him Dad right off the bat. I don't think it was one of those delayed things, but I did start calling him Dad. What else? 1975, we're just kind of getting resituated out here in California again. At this time, I don't remember seeing Adam. Adam is back with George, somewhere in California. I'm guessing at this point is when George got married to Mary, and now Adam's got a stepsister, Tammy, and he's living a life in California. I'm back in California a year later after we left, and I don't remember seeing Adam. I don't remember him being brought up in that year. I don't remember seeing him in that year. It was just it was just kind of a weird time, I guess. It was, another man in my life that, I'm guessing, I may have felt, how long is this guy going to stay around? Is it a long time? Is it a short time? Remember, up until this time, there's a lot of instability. The only stable thing I have through all this is my mom. I'm with her. She's, I'm with her through all of this. And, that was probably the only stable thing in my life up until this point. And Roger was a good man. And again, now we're starting to get into another phase of my life. I'm starting to get a little bit older. There's going to be a lot of different videos about what's going on with Roger and how this relationship is developing, a lot of things that have transpired. But for 75, from what I remember, it was just a lot of mom and dad time, and the three of us, and just going to school, and sometime in this timeline between 75 and 76, and this is going to kind of bridge into the next video, is there's the three of us my mom, my dad, and me in the upstairs apartment. And the next year, there's an introduction of Robin and Russell. And we move again, but this time we only move from upstairs to downstairs to a bigger place. But I'm going to save most of that for the next video. But 1975 is when I remember meeting Roger the first time. I don't know if I ever met him before that. I don't remember meeting him prior to that. But I do remember him coming to Colorado to pick us up. And the other thing I remember is he flew out, and he would, I know he would travel on business every so often, and he always got me those wings, those little airline wings, and I remember getting those from him every time he'd go on a trip. I'd get those wings from him. That was like the coolest thing. So this is when things really start, coming in with a positive father figure in my life. I'm 8 years old. My mom's 24 years old. The year is 1975. So that's all I'm going to do on this video. It's a little short. It was, just 1 year segment. But this is the introduction of Roger. And as you can tell, Roger Meagher, I still use the Meagher last name today. So we'll get more into a lot of those dynamics and things that have happened. Appreciate you guys watching Stoney Raw. Provide comments, feedback, write something, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it is. Let me know that you're checking it out. I can see people are watching, but what are your thoughts? I'm willing to share. This is kind of the Ask Stoney Anything. I'll try to answer the best I can. I may try to do another live video at some point. Maybe the Robin and Russell video will be a live one. I've got my live issues figured out, so I think I can weed through that and do all right with it. So again, thank you for watching Stoney Raw, and I look forward to doing the next video, and I hope you look forward to watching it. Have a great night.